Number 6, last night, Julie's pet hamster Zoe kept Julie awake for at least an hour, running on her exercise wheel and scratching at the corner of her cage. Zoe ran on the wheel at least twice as long as she scratched at the corners of her cage, and she spent more than a quarter hour running on her wheel. If X is the number of hours spent running, so let's put that down, X, and Y is the number of hours scratching, which system of inequalities represents the time Zoe kept Julie awake last night? So we're going to go back to each sentence. Each piece of information is going to give us an inequality that we want to write. So last night, Joey's pet hamster Zoe kept Julie awake for at least an hour. So the total time she spent awake was more than or equal to 1 hour. Okay, and why was she kept up? Because of the time that Zoe was running around, plus the time that she spent scratching. Okay. Zoe ran on the wheel at least twice as long as she scratched at the corners of her cage. So the amount of time running on the wheel, which is X, is at least twice as long. So time on the wheel was longer than or greater than or equal to twice as long as she spent scratching. Okay. And then it says she spent more than a quarter hour running. So the amount of time you spent running is more than a quarter hour. Notice it doesn't say at least. So this one is just greater than. We don't put equal to. And then we're looking for the answer options that match. So option A looks like we have the right inequalities, but the equal to is messed up. So this one is X plus Y is less than 1. That would mean that the total time she spent awake would be less than an hour. That's not what the sentence said. Same one here. X plus Y is less than or equal to an hour. So she was kept up at least an hour, so more than an hour. So A and B are out of the question. C, we've got X plus Y is greater than 1. X plus Y is greater than 1. We've got our 2Y and our quarter, but we have to, again, pay attention to the symbols. So because it said that she stayed awake for at least an hour, we're going to go with option C, because she could have stayed up for an hour or more. So it should be greater than or equal to. Option D is wrong because it just says greater than.